Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town on mulch, topsoil, and everything you need this spring. And the website is omnitruevalue.com. Also brought to you by Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, your complete holiday lighting specialist, meeting all your decorating needs. 631-957-5106, liholidaylighting.com. We have a new severe thunderstorm watch that's been issued for central and south Jersey, mainly just north of Route 195 southward. That includes southeastern Pennsylvania down into Delaware and Maryland, back into a small portion of northeastern Virginia. The watches include Washington, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. They do not include New York City. And the reason why, as you look at the radar, is that there is a squall line that starts in central Pennsylvania and moves southward. The northern part of that line is a little weaker, but the southern part of the line seems to be strengthening. And we're going to take a look at that on the UCAR radar site. And we'll start off with the radar out of Upton as of 5:25 Eastern time. Nothing really showing up here. So we'll take it a little bit further southwestward and head toward Fort Dix and look at Mount Holly's view. Actually, the Dover view might be better because you'll see the line here coming into play. The northern part of that line, as we said, not a whole lot happening, which is why the watch is set for mainly areas just north of Route 195 southward. And there are some very strong thunderstorms that are developing, especially down west of Lancaster and further south into Maryland. And this line is likely to strengthen given everything that's going on in the upper atmosphere. The Storm Prediction Center pushed up the marginal risk earlier today up to the lower Hudson Valley and into southern Connecticut and Long Island and points southward, with the slight risk just about touching the Pennsylvania-Maryland border and just touching Cape May in southern New Jersey. But again, this cold front with this line of storms seems to be overperforming as it moves to the east. So during this evening, watch for some heavy downpours and some strong thunderstorms as this system moves on through. The further north you go, obviously, the less you'll probably see out of this, but just keep an eye on the sky anyway in case an individual cell were to fire up. And then we're going to watch all of this move on out to the east. The next issue is going to be, and you probably didn't need me to tell you this, is the wind machine, because we're going to see those winds pick up tonight into tomorrow morning. We have wind advisories up this time around from the northeastern counties of New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and then right on up through New England. High wind warning for the upper Hudson Valley, up around Albany and across into Massachusetts. South and west of there, the winds are going to be gusty tomorrow on the order of maybe 30, 35 miles an hour, but they'll be below wind advisory criteria, while in the advisory zone, we're talking about wind gusts that are going to be up at around 40 miles an hour or more, and in the high wind warning area, we're going to see wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. The strongest gusts will be tomorrow morning, and then after around lunchtime, those winds will start to drop off as the gradient begins to relax. Now, looking ahead to the rest of this week as far as precip is concerned, the next weather system that we'll be dealing with will be Wednesday into Thursday, and we could see 3/4 of an inch to maybe 1.5 inches of liquid locally in some areas. Northwest and upstate New York, possibly down into northeastern Pennsylvania and through the Catskills, and then on up into New England, some of this is going to fall as snow, and I wouldn't be shocked at all to see several inches or more accumulate in some elevated areas in that zone. We've got some colder air that's coming up for the end of the week. We actually have a block that is setting up, and it kind of looks like the block we had back in February, except that the block is a bit too far to the west, and as a result, the amount of storminess will be subdued and suppressed, much like it was during January. But let's take you first through tonight. And here's our low up in eastern Canada, strengthening. You can see the isobar is very tight here during the overnight and into tomorrow morning with the gusty winds. The gradient begins to relax during the day tomorrow as high pressure builds in. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the 50s for highs. Then on Tuesday, which I think will probably wind up being the best day of the week when you combine sunshine and reasonable temperatures. I think we'll be up into the 60s. The only spots that might not make it will be the east and south facing shorelines, which will have to deal with sea breezes in those areas. But Tuesday looks like a good day. And then on Wednesday, we've got a cold front approaching that will move on through, and a wave is going to try to develop on that front somewhere down in Virginia. And there is colder air. That's a cold high that is coming down out of Canada for the second half of the week. Here you can see the GFS, and the European does too, changes it over to some snow during Wednesday night before this all ends Thursday morning. And then we're going to crank the wind machine again Thursday afternoon into Friday. The gradient is not quite as tight as what we're seeing for tonight and tomorrow morning, but it is tight enough that we'll probably have some gusts at 30 miles an hour or more. And also, it will be colder. Starting Thursday, temperatures will be dropping and top highs will be in the 40s. And for Friday, probably only low and mid 40s for daytime highs. We're at the end of the month, beginning of April, and the average high should be in the mid to upper 50s. So we're going to be running a good 10 and possibly 15 degrees below average. The Easter weekend, with high pressure moving in, it's going to stay chilly. And again, because of that block to the northeast, we're going to see a little weak system. I think Saturday night into Sunday morning might produce a couple of rain showers, maybe some snow showers well up to the north and west. They'll be scattered around. But other than that, after Thursday, the pattern looks pretty dry and, again, still blocky as we head into the week of April 5th, Monday, April 5th and beyond, still dealing with that block that is sitting up to our north and east. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 6317-561-125, the website omnitruevalue.com, and Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst. And their telephone number is 631-957-5106. The website is liholidaylighting.com. So keep your eye on the radar for the next few hours as this line moves eastward. And then we'll crank up the wind machine for tonight into the first part of Monday.